Alright, after much ado, welcome back to Jaraci Cup 16. We're watching Frowg versus Houston here. There's a bit of mix-up with the replays, but we've got it all sorted out. Yeah, he's right. Well, let's go ahead and check the info.txt here. It is going to be Client versus Coalition, the turret race, of course. I still don't understand what Bower Upper is supposed to mean, but whatever. Frog's going to ban the Shallows, and Houston will ban Torin. Bad map, he says. And this would be Houston's pick for Kartoba. Right? Oh, maybe I had the order wrong. I can't remember who would have picked what, but either way, it's going to be Kartoba, College Thief, Boneyard, Galzine Territories, and Firebase Krill. Blower Upper. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Yeah, all right. I get it. Also, I like how it's called .txt. That's very funny to me. That seems like a sick IGN thing. Anyway, here we are on game one. After much ado, we are started. These are like default colors, aren't they? Ah, interesting. What is that noise? What the heck? That was so loud. What was that? Don't tell me you actually mean that, dude. Yes, you can change colors. Anyway, we checked the builds for this first game. It's going to be rough mode first for Houston. Holds onto the base runner. He's going to be setting that off to the side of the map, but he's not trying to be really sneaky with this like we saw Cao Schmao doing before. Hey, that reminds me. If you haven't watched the series Cao Schmao versus, why do I always forget this guy's name? I did this last time, too. Oh my gosh. Puppy! There we go. If you haven't watched Cao Schmao versus Puppy, go and watch that first, because I'm gonna spoil it otherwise. Dog. Yeah, dog water. Anyway, Cao Schmao did this actually on the first map, which was Kartoba of that series too. He brought the base runner all the way over here, but he was building blast drones, and then he would come in for an attack over here. And it went really horribly wrong, so... But, you know, we'll see what happens here. Houston is gonna kill the probe, which is actually pretty bad for Frog, because he doesn't get any vision on this side. You miss seeing last rights? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. But I mean, he's got legitimate reasons to be busy. He's got a child and everything. He's got 2, I think. Maybe even 3. Anyway, Houston with the base runner out in the middle just for some scouting, you'd think. Except, actually, he's picking up the artifacts. So I guess he just wants to extract here. He saw the probe fly out, though, so that usually means it's SC first, and probably that's his read. Yeah, don't have to worry about anything. It's just going to be a macro game for my opponent. But you can see he's building a couple skims to scout anyway. 2 PC started already. You'll love to see it. Because, you know, otherwise I was going to say you could use a PC here. Because I always do. Really good build as well, where he's got the 7 cells instead of 8. And Frog, again, still has no vision on what's going on here, so he's gotta be... He's gotta be getting over there and seeing what's going on, because, otherwise it could be a rush that he doesn't know about. But he's seeing the first skims here, and it kinda looks like Houston is just scouting, so... And Houston gets the scout that he wanted. Nothing much going on over here. Oh, except actually railgun tech is done. Oh. Well, I just missed that, so maybe he will too. We'll see. But anyway, Fleet Cap 65 finishing for him. You saw it? Hey, very good. He's better than me, see? Yeah, we got Houston setting up his 3 base. And I'd say he's pretty ahead of Frog, actually, in that regard. Unless that's an SC coming out, I don't think it... No, it's a railgun. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like, if Frog was getting rushed right now, he still wouldn't have any defense, because the first production upgrade is still coming out, and he's got railguns, but that's not really what you want in that scenario. So it's kind of funny, but... And Houston is actually getting skimmer armor upgrades too, instead of going for some tech of his own. I think that kind of works for him in this scenario, because these railguns are not going to be very effective. He is playing Con F, so expect to see the win button at some point. Don't know where this salvager is going either. Yes, very, very early. Don't really know what they're trying to do. This guy's trying to extract, that's for sure, but again, you don't really have field control, so I don't think you can get away with this sort of thing. And this base runner will just die. And Houston can just kind of... Okay, Frog is seeing a idle salvager out here. There we go. Oh, what? There's another idle over here. What is going on? He's like inside the other guy. Always hit F3, my friends. Always hit F3. But yeah, Houston saw what was going on over here, so he's going to be able to answer that pretty easily. Again, railgun's not really what you want to be fighting Sandskivers at all, obviously. And Houston, meanwhile, does get his second extract out. He's taking damage, man. He doesn't care about tech. He doesn't want any tech. He doesn't need it. All he needs is to float more, I guess. That's probably because of fleet capacity, which... It's often a problem for Galcian Con F when they're getting upgrades. Here's the jump on the little scouting party of Frog. And again, railguns, not exactly good units for fighting Sandskimmers. That should go without saying. Especially close up like this, they even have a received accuracy, or... Not received. They have an accuracy penalty when they're really close like that, so it's very hard for them to hit anything. And so Frog is like, well, I'll just get Magic Cell, I guess. I don't know what he's doing with that. This is interesting. This is where Just Carrier would say lower place if he was watching. Yeah, but how are you floating 2K at 6.5 minutes? I don't understand. Okay, you cancel this. Get fleet capacity for crying out loud. If there's a silver lining to this cloud, it means that you're allowed to lose units right now, because you have a lot of fleet capacity problems. Turrets! Oh, well, Houston loses, man. He can't do anything about this. Yep, see, he knows. He knows. This is turning into quite a game already. Not really sure what these BDs will do, because they can't even kill a salvager on their own, I don't think. Well, especially not like that. Yeah, you have to get them to land, like, right on top of it, both of them, in order to get a kill like that, so I don't really know what's going on there. And besides, Houston is playing this way too passively. His opponent has nothing. There's a turret on main, so I think he's, like, giving that respect, but his opponent has nothing. Like, he could just drive in here and kill everything. They don't require any brain capacity. Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh dear. This is not it. This is not it. Okay, now he's jumping on his opponent. That's good. And again, he wins this really hard. It's armor 2, damage 2 versus no upgrades at all. Not even a soul pack. So there's nothing on the field to challenge. What about this third base? See, this is what I think I wanted you to be doing. But he's on it eventually. Kills both of the salvagers. He will kill off this SC as well. You want more units, then you should probably get fleet capacity upgrades. Oh, snap! Anyway, but Houston mops up the third base. That's pretty good for him, and he'll just back away. And battlecruiser fab for what is going on? Oh my gosh! This is astounding. Yeah, this turret doesn't even mean anything anymore, by the way. Cause like, look how many skimmers are out here. Right, and these are full ups too. This AV doesn't mean anything either. Like Houston can just waltz right over everything over here. Yeah, see, like he's gonna do it. He's like, yeah, you can't be playing like this. Self-smoke is good, but he drives out of it on accident. Railgun's gonna fall, of course. That's kind of a done deal. Looks like he wants the AV first. Yeah, this is an interesting playstyle by Frog. By interesting, I mean bad, but you know. Oh, and Houston is going air, by the way, so that's not good. Oh, and he's going bombers too. Before getting the upgrades, though, I would get fleet cap 125. That's my advice for today. Just go for AVs. Because the problem is that you don't have any defense on, like, the bases, right? The turret does something, but not much. Getting the railguns that early is definitely a mistake. AVs are a lot more versatile in the early game, and so that's why people typically go for that first. You either want AVs or you want, like, a whole bunch of LAVs. By the way, 4th artifact feels pretty good. It's artifact point here for Houston. And the bombers are coming, man. This is the 3rd one on the way already. Ammo capacity is being teched also. Looks like he's gonna launch. And if you're launching the bombers, I think you might as well launch the interceptors as well. Maybe try and kill off these salvagers over here. But yeah, the AVs are getting smoked. And that's obviously pretty good because Houston's got a lot of skims waiting. Rating? Yeah, I could say that too. That's also fine. Hey, he found the idle salve. Good, good, good. And like Systems 1 is teching, but he already has so much carrier power because of these artifacts, right? It always feels nice when you have a lot of artifacts out. Whoa, that guy just slid. Power slid over there. There's the interceptors. These guys are getting upgraded, so I actually appreciate that Houston is not just trying to kill him with skims. He's gonna wait. Whoa, this guy's going into space. Holy crap. Anyway, Houston's not just trying to kill him with skims, he's waiting for some other answer to the AVs, because he knows that as they get their armor upgrades, it's going to become difficult to kill them with skims very effectively. And indeed, he already has railguns as well, which are coming out. Wow, this guy... Everyone in there should have just died, but somehow he's okay. So that's where he went. But yeah, armor 3 finished. But Houston's got his railguns here, he's got the air units, so this feels pretty good for him. It is nice to have armor 3 for the missile batteries as well, because it means that the Galician bombers won't be able to just kill them off really quickly, but... I would recommend he actually builds some, though, because railguns are not going to do much anti-air, if you know what I'm saying. As in, they won't do any. And I think the skims here are actually diving in just to get vision on what sort of anti-air his opponent has got. The answer is none, so here it goes. You should really be launching the bombers too, though. Yeah, okay, there we go. The bombers are coming out. And as if that wasn't enough, this is also the game-winning artifact, potentially, so, you know. there's kind of 2 win conditions on the field here for Houston. Maybe he'll try and win by both. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Nice hits as always. I'm confused though, because Houston didn't press the win button, and his opponent had turrets, so how is it possible that he's winning? Oh well. Strange things happen, you know, what can you say? What can you say? As you should, as you should. But it's not even gonna matter. There's the extraction victory. And Houston takes game 1 pretty easy, I would say. Jump into game 2 and see how it goes. Yeah, a bit of a head-scratcher build there for Frowg. Oh yeah, I already have game 2 replay loaded in here. Frog leg? I don't know what that means, but gotta keep my opponents thinking. Yes, he's correct. He's correct. He's trying to make things a little bit suspicious for his opponents that he doesn't know what to do. So we'll check out game 2 here. A dish best served fried. No, I mean I know that, but it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying. Besides, it sounds French, and that's gotta be illegal. Looks like for Houston, this is not ref mode, right? It doesn't look like it. But Skimmerfab is gonna be a little bit late if that's what he's going for here. He's going for nothing. Maybe this is like a 2 PC build. No, it is. It is ref mode. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Base runner retired as anyway. Yeah, he's right. No, really, my Canadian friends out here insist it's not foyer, it's foyer. Like, what, are you speaking French or English? Come on, decide. Anyway, the Space Runner is retained, which is probably what messed up Houston's build there, but I don't exactly know what went wrong. Here comes the probe from Frowg. Houston might be able to sell kind of some kind of, like, feint attack, right? If he can drive up here and make his opponent think, oh, look, my PC is forward, and kill off the probe, which is exactly what's happening. Okay, that's good for him. And then he goes back to eco, right? And perhaps Frowg will think he's getting rushed here. Wee. I like how Frowg is repping the Deutsche Bahn over there in chat, by the way. But yeah, I'm interested to know too. Yeah, you did? Okay, so this actually worked, this kind of daft Wii fake over here. I'm not sure about the base runner retention though, because in this case you can't really use blast drones because your opponent knows, quote unquote, that you're coming, even though you're actually not, but he thinks you are, so he's gonna set up defense and you won't be able to get a BD hit. So I think that it's probably better to just retire this, but I don't know. Hindsight is 20/20, eh? He's still doing the 7 salvager thing, I really like that. Yeah, maybe he wants to pick up the artifact first, there we go. That's true, but I feel like if you get attacked there, you know, maybe the base runner can be used to scout, right? Sometimes we see people do that, but if it's not, it just kind of feels like you're too late, like you're slow, and then... On what? On the scouting, right? Like, you won't know your opponent is coming, and then you might just die. But I don't know. Lost my train of thought a bit there, but I think I recovered. AV tech is done for Frowg? Good, he's learning. He's learning. Base runner can use smoke to buy some time here, but it is realistically going to die. Yeah, maybe these pedestals are actually carrying beef jerky. I don't know. Some weird looking beef jerky, I gotta say, but you know, could be. Yeah, like I said, base runner will die. Okay, there we go. He left it alive for a little bit there, but yeah, it did die in the end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, have you never seen that before? That's what they look like. Some kind of ancient tech, you know what I mean? Yeah, they will change targets automatically. It's generally good practice to give them the target that you want them to fire at if you're going to be not paying attention. Nice trade for Houston. Well, 1 for 1. It's fine. And Houston's got his second PC out, by the way. Again, he's just sticking with skims. I mean, this worked for him before. He's pioneering a new style, man. That's what he's doing. All he needs is skims. It's like Garmulator, but in reverse. Pretty good trade here, and I think Frowg just doesn't quite have enough units there to fight, but he does have AAV fab, and he's got one kind of sitting out here in the open. I don't know. Okay, there we go. This is an AAV that's where it needs to be. Turret is set up on the main as well, so you're not really going to get much done there. And yeah, I was about to say Houston should really be expanding. It looks like he's going to get on that. And carrier systems 1, that's interesting. Maybe he thinks he's going to be attacked by these AAVs, but I don't know if he really needs that. But yeah, Railgun Fab is probably what he really needs. And I would even get another PC here if I were him. I know that's becoming a meme at this point, but really it's true. It's nice to have the 3rd production line. But it looks like he's just queuing up heavy railguns here. That is nice to have, of course. It'll be a pretty fine answer to the AVs. And Houston loves getting EMP, so I would not be surprised to see him do that. Another turret, by the way. Keep your eyes on that. Houston doesn't know about it yet. Good, good. So, someone in chat give him encouraging words. I mean her. I was doing so well yesterday. Nah, whatever. Skim gonna try over here for the base runner, but there's the turret, so he's gonna see that. And Houston's right, I used that many O's. Radiation sensors. Couchmouth's using the Houston alias. Now Houston could actually probably punch through and kill off the base runners here, but well actually maybe he can just kill everything if yeah, he's actually got a pretty good army here. But I was saying he can just drive through and kill off the base runner if Frog doesn't smoke well. But smokes are down. Looks like Houston's just gonna back away from that. He can get the base runner every time afterward, so he'll just wait for that. You heard 4 O's? It's possible. It's possible. Why are these guys facing, like, the wrong way? See that? That was weird. I feel like half of them weren't shooting for no reason. Anyway, my eyes are on this flank over here, where Frog has got a couple of AVs ready to go, but they're just kind of standing idle, so it doesn't look like they're really getting much done. It's good for him to get the artifact out, of course. Always feels nice to have that extra carrier power and to even up the scoreline. Where's the... Oh, yeah, that is annoying. That's just how probes are. Actually, Discara sometimes in the late game would build a interceptor for the sole purpose of killing probes, which I think is hilarious. And interceptors have a very wide vision range as well, so I guess the idea was that they could basically be like better probes, and they could fight off other probes, but I think that's very funny. Houston sees the AVs, he'll back away. But, I mean, I think he knows about them, so it's not really like much is gonna get done. And it's been a pretty quiet early game, actually, I would say. Houston took some nice trades, his opponent managed to get an artifact out, yes, units lost tab is pretty even, scoreline is even. That's true, that way they couldn't drive by. But Houston, again, is floating like a ridiculous amount of money, so you should probably do something about that. It's fleet capacity upgrades again. He's got Honor Guard tech finished, so I'm sure he was wanting to build one of those. There's the fleet capacity and the Honor Guard any moment now, I'm sure. Sandskimmer raiding? Just get Honor Guards. Well, actually, Cal, I would say that's generally a good idea. You shouldn't push out like that unless you have scouting on the enemy carrier and you're sure he's not just gonna kill you with air, right? So, I don't know if that's what Houston was thinking about, but that actually is kind of the right call. It's gonna be ACs though, and Houston might have seen them there. I wasn't quite paying enough attention. Looks like the Honor Guard is on the way, by the way. On the way, by the way. I say that kind of stuff a lot. AC anti-air is coming out. He doesn't need that, but I guess he doesn't know that he doesn't need that, because neither player really has very good scouting here. The probe just got killed. And Houston, continuing with the skimmer upgrades, he really wants these guys in top shape. I like how he's splitting them into 2 groups, actually, because that'll allow him to leverage his speed advantage a little bit better. That's true, Houston had air last game, yeah. But it's always better to scout out your opponent rather than, it's always better to scout out your opponent rather than answering things that they might have, right? Because what if they don't, you know? Houston really should probably be scouting his opponent as well, though, to see what's up. But maybe he saw the ACs again, I don't really know. There's 4 of them, by the way, that's a pretty significant threat. Hop out of sensors here, because I feel like a bunch of action is about to start. AV's getting a little bit bothered over here. They're trying to smoke up, but I think this is kind of a doomed push to say, are they going to back away? Oh, he is, you know. If you know the story behind that, oh my gosh. But here come the ACs. Oh yeah, there's a turret here, I forgot about that. But Houston's gonna clean that one up. Now, Honor Guards are not as fast as ACs, and that's without the overcharge turned on. So yeah, overcharge gonna get turned on to chase down the Honor Guard. Actually, I don't think smoke would even really help you much here. Honor Guard falls immediately, and the ACs actually have some pretty appreciable damage on this carrier, too. He probably should power down the missiles and power up the weapons here. This is kind of a dire situation, actually. Just 4 ACs out of nowhere, you know, it's gonna really ruin your day. Attempts at the carrier missiles are failing, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is within the minimum range, so it's difficult for Houston to get any shots off. And that carrier is low, low, low. This is not a Krogerad. This is just Houston dying. I think he's just dead here. Maybe he could... No, the base runner doesn't even have the smoke cooldown ready. Oh my gosh. Frowg just kills him to death. Can you believe that? Wow. Good old Kalash Teeth AC moment, you know? It happens, it happens. 4K in the bank, yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, you're both floating a lot. You'd think this was on the ocean. Yeah, apparently. Well, let's move on to the next one and hope it's not quite so depressing. That was your first win ever? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. And here we are on the boner yard. I had to do it. Houston even wrote about that in the info.txt, yeah? There it is. Anyway, Boneyard is a pretty fun map. Houston's gonna get, well, oh my gosh. I'm so used to calling this the bad spawn, but now that we have the new Boneyard version, I think that this spawn is actually not necessarily worse. What's wrong with me? Anyway, now that we have the new Boneyard layout, I think that this spawn is not necessarily worse, so... I don't know. I think I still like the other one better, to be honest, but it's probably pretty even, though. Need to play on this more to find out. Sandskimmer Fab is on the way. Looks like Houston is tired of these macro nonsense games. He wants to bring the fight to his opponent right away. Snad Skimmer! Yeah, it's true. And his opponent, I think that's the support cruiser building, so it's gonna be SC first from Frowg. He's got 6. Keeps the base runner, you love to see it. And I always tell people the way to do this build is to go LEV Fab and then send the probe out, which it looks like that's what he's gonna do. Very good, very good. I'm telling you guys, if you want to get better at the game, just learn your builds. Like, that's the first thing. You hate Snad. It's cross and rugga. It gets everywhere. Oh, and irritating as well. Welcome, Kinix. Hey, you've got a sub, by the way. Everwoodgy. Probe goes down, but I think Frog saw what he needed to see. He's almost... No, he's got the money for a turret here, so he can just set one down if he needs to. Yeah, I know, right? What a mistake. Anyway, this turret is way too close, actually. I think the skins should be able to kill this turret, but actually this is kind of tough because the carrier's on top of them, so if they get close to the turret, they're getting carrier blocked. Oh dear. Turret still falls, though. Oh dear. It was a Skytheberg, or however you say his name. I'm gonna butcher it every time, so I might as well just not even try. As Ben Feingold would say, trying is the first step toward failure. Speaking of trying, though, Railgun Tech is done here, so Houston is going to be building one of those. I would definitely cancel the queue here and set up his second PC instead, but, you know, to each their own. Well, I mean, that was actually really interesting driving the carrier on it, because when skimmers are next to the carrier, they can't usually shoot, right? That's what we call carrier blocking. And that, like, almost kept it alive, which would have been really interesting. But it's true, right? The health bars are very, very low, so Houston has to be pretty cautious here. There's not really much to speak of for Frowg, though. He's getting carry production set up now, but went for that AEV tech first. And I'm really not a big fan of AEVs versus Railgun Rush, but that's what he's going to try to do here. This Railgun's flomping away, though, you know what I mean? Just getting that damage down bit by bit. And Houston's fine as long as his opponent can't be long distance mining, although he should be getting that set up himself. He's got a lot to do, to be fair. He wants to get another PC set up, he wants to get his long distance mining set up, but what can I say? Rail Rush is a hard build. He's calling you out, Houston. It's gonna be fighter and gunship tech, oh my gosh. Wow, alright. I don't really know why he got AV tech though, but to each their own. There's 2 railguns now though, so that's twice as much damage, if you can do the math. And if Houston is paying attention, he'll have seen armor as well, or sorry, AVs as well on the carrier there. If I were him, I'd be feeling pretty good at that point. You know, it's like, look, my opponent is building AVs into a rail rush. I'm pretty happy with this. And that carrier is getting pretty low. Another turret set down here, but this one as well I don't think is long for the world. Indeed, yeah, these guys are earning their bread today. Still no 2PC though. Maybe he feels he doesn't need it. There's air tech though. And when your opponent gets air tech like this, I mean, normally it shouldn't work if you have 2, normally it shouldn't work if you have 2 PCs, but, you know. Frowg might just die before it matters though, so I don't really know. Instead of getting AV tech, certainly, right? Because he didn't use any AVs. A-game would sometimes go for air tech against a rail rush, so it's not like it can't be done. But yep, good mining time. Good mining time. Gunship was almost done, but just doesn't really matter that there's only 1 PC out here, you know? Because carrier's dead before the air comes out. Yeah, normally this is how we answer, is we do LAV spam and we get a couple rails to answer the assault railguns. Actually, there's a game between Kao Shmao and I forgot his name again already. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with me? Anyway, but the guy who he faced, Puppy. There we go. Oh my gosh. Anyway, there's a game between Kao Shmao and Puppy that's a rail rush on this map where you can see Puppy answered it with the LAV spam, and I give some pointers there. Why can I not remember that name? Anyway, let's jump into game 3. I mean, sorry, that was game 3. Let's jump into game 4. Scoreline is 2 for Houston, 1 for Frowg. So Houston has got his opponent up against the wall here. Puppy traumatic stress disorder. Yes, yes. I'm just flexing my wallet here, that's all. I've got a bunch of Euro coins in there. Anyway, yeah, Houston is on match point here. He just has to win 1 more game and he will win the series, advance to the semifinals of the lower bracket. Let's see what Frowg does to answer this. We do have a base runner retire. No smoke. You know how I feel about that. You know how I feel about that. But yeah, Skimmer Fad coming out. 2 on RUs. 4 on CUs. Looks like it's another rail rush. And as for his opponent on the other side, I think that the better a better turret placement actually would have done a lot for him there. You know, there's a lot of people who try AVs versus the rail rush, and sometimes they make it work. But I think no matter what you were going for, probably that first turret definitely needed to be placed a little bit better. So we'll see if we can do that on this game. I reckon this is SC first. It's got the resources for it. I don't know what he's building. Maybe he's actually waiting to see what his opponent does. Oh my gosh. He was. Yeah, because look, now he's teching LAV fab. Oh my gosh. Now that is some mad respect, you know? Carry production upgrade can get started as well. That's obviously going to let you get many more LAVs out, so that's very good to do. It's very good to do. I should click on that one. Oh dear. Well, we'll see if he ends up going for that. I think he really should. Because otherwise, how are you going to spend all these CUs? I mean, he's starting to float like almost 1,000 already at the 2-minute mark, which is not what you like to see. It's AVs! Oh my gosh. Alright, well... I'm literally casting your DOK matches right now. What do you think, Houston? Jeez. No, I'm gonna do something else after. Gonna feed my Civ 5 addiction, probably. Okay, there's carry production upgrade. Base runner is ready to set down the turret if he needs it. There it is. And this, I think, is a better position, generally? Well... Yeah, okay, the skims are gonna back away. There might have actually been a window to jump on it there, but... Houston's gonna back away from that one, give his opponent the respect. And railgun tech is already done, so I guess we're gonna see the same old, eh? Houston kind of light on RUs. You would expect that railgun tech and the railgun cost quite a lot, so he's not able to tech something like range calibration or EMP rounds right away. But well, he doesn't need range calibration. It's more EMP I was thinking about. The railgun outranges the turret though, so there is kind of an idea to do well exactly this actually. See where he's getting someone to get vision of that turret and then use the railgun to snipe it down. I would use the PC because it's very tanky, but well, now he's just gonna drive in with the skims. I don't like this. Oh, I really don't like this. Ooh. AV is out, by the way. Now, he will kill the turret, but I just don't think it was worth it, right? Yeah, it looks to me he lost 5 skims, and it might have been 4 if... Yeah, this one died earlier. Yeah, that's probably not the way to go. Frowg is no longer floating, though, but I suspect it's because he queued up a lot of units. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, maybe that's it. He does actually have the second production line, so... I think he's right. He can't double pump the AVs off of one base like that. Good smoke. He's gonna keep that guy alive. Is it? Oh my gosh, that was a little close. The carrier has the heal beams turned on though, so eventually this guy will heal up. Ouch. Yeah, now there's 2 heavy rails, and again, AVs are just, it's a little difficult to make this work. Yeah, Couchfowl is right, like, what you need to do to fight AVs versus the rails is basically to, like, build up enough of them that you can jump on your opponent. Having flanks is really effective as well, but it's hard to do on this map. In a straight-up fight like this, they just get outranged and just sort of killed, right? Yeah, this is pretty tough. This is pretty tough. And Houston is just hell-bent on killing this base runner. I don't know why he's so obsessed with this. That's actually really bad for him, because like he doesn't have any skims left. He's lost them all, pretty much. Oh dear. Yeah, but I mean, really the turret should not be a problem when you have the railguns out, but... Someone needs to get a new muffler. Anyway, Frog's gonna trade a little bit too early, though. Again, he has the production line, so he should have just been spamming LAVs, and then he can outnumber these skims, because his opponent only has 1 PC. And he still only has 1 PC. Houston with a... Okay, yeah, there we go. He's gonna queue it up now. I was gonna say, he had a big float. He has the money for it, but... Yeah, this is looking pretty rough. It looks like the carrier's getting ready to drive off to Valhalla. You hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. You should get 2 PCs here. Well, I'm right, because because I'm always right. But you did start building it, so I give you some points there. Anyway, Frowg goes down, and that is going to be the last match, which means that Houston will be advancing up to the semifinals. Good games by him, and good try by Frowg. We'll see you in the next one.